David Carradine is sitting alone in an airport terminal when a 7-foot-tall shadow falls over him. He looks up and sees Kareem Abdul-Jabbar holding an envelope. What Kareem says in the next 2 minutes changes everything David believed about Bruce Lee. The envelope contains a letter Bruce wrote 5 years ago, a letter meant for David, a letter Kareem has been carrying since the day Bruce died. Los Angeles, California, March 1978, Friday afternoon, 4:23 p.m. Los Angeles International Airport, Terminal 4, the afternoon rush. Hundreds of people moving through the building. Business travelers in suits, families with screaming children, college students with backpacks, the constant hum of announcements. Flight 247 to Chicago now boarding, final call for Flight 112 to New York. David Carradine sits alone in a row of plastic chairs near Gate 12, waiting for a flight to Vancouver. Another film, another paycheck. The routine of a working actor. He is 41 years old. Kung Fu ended 3 years ago. The fame is fading, but not gone. People still recognize him sometimes, still ask for autographs, still call him Caine. He has made peace with being forever associated with a character he played for 3 seasons. He reads a newspaper, tries to ignore the noise, tries to disappear into the crowd like a normal person. But then a shadow falls over him, a massive shadow, blocking the fluorescent lights above, covering David and the 2 empty seats beside him. He looks up, and up, and up. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stands there, 7 feet 2 inches tall, the greatest scorer in NBA history, 6 championship rings, 6 MVP awards, the most dominant center basketball has ever seen. But David does not think about basketball statistics. He thinks about something else. Game of Death. Bruce Lee's final film, the one he never finished, the one where Bruce fights a giant in a yellow tracksuit through a pagoda. The giant was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bruce's student, Bruce's friend. David has never met Kareem, never crossed paths despite running in adjacent Hollywood circles. But he knows who he is. Everyone knows who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is. Kareem looks down at David. His expression is unreadable. Not hostile, not friendly, just intense. You are David Carradine. Not a question, a statement. David nods. I am. Kareem does not move, does not sit, just stands there. A tower of human being casting a shadow over everything. I have been looking for you for 5 years. David frowns. Looking for me. Kareem reaches into his jacket, pulls out an envelope, old, worn at the edges, like it has been carried a long time, handled often, read and reread and folded and unfolded. He holds it out to David. Bruce wanted you to have this. David's heart stops. Bruce Lee. He wrote this a week before he died. Asked me to give it to you. But I did not know how to find you. Did not know if I should find you. I was angry. We were all angry. David does not take the envelope, just stares at it. Why me? Kareem finally sits down. The plastic chair groans under his frame. Even sitting, he is taller than most people standing. That is what I wanted to know. I asked Bruce when he gave it to me. Why Carradine? The man who took your role, the man who became famous playing your character. Why him? What did Bruce say? Kareem is quiet for a moment, remembering. He said you did not take anything. He said Hollywood took it and gave it to you. He said being angry at you was like being angry at the rain for falling. Pointless, wasted energy. David swallows. He said that. He said more. He said he watched your show. Every episode. He said you moved wrong, fought wrong, did everything wrong by martial arts standards. But you did something right, that he could not figure out. What? He said you found Caine's soul, not his body. His soul. Bruce could do the movements perfectly, but he was not sure he could find what you found. The stillness, the emptiness, the presence without ego. David looks at the envelope in Kareem's massive hand. He wanted to tell me that. He wanted to tell you more. That is why he wrote the letter. He was going to mail it, but then he decided he wanted to deliver it in person. Wanted to meet you, talk to you, maybe learn from you, learn from me. Bruce Lee wanted to learn from me. Kareem nods. He said everyone assumed he was jealous of you, assumed he hated you for taking his role. But Bruce did not work that way. He absorbed what was useful from everyone, even enemies, even rivals, especially rivals. David finally reaches out, takes the envelope, feels the weight of it, light, just paper, but heavy with meaning. Why did you wait 5 years? Kareem looks away, at the crowds moving through the terminal, the ordinary people living ordinary lives, unaware that two men are exchanging something sacred. I was angry. Even if Bruce was not angry, I was angry for him. He was my teacher, my friend. He died before the world saw what he could really do, and every week I turned on my television and saw you wearing his creation like a costume. He pauses. I blamed you. It was easier than blaming Hollywood, easier than blaming the system that rejected him. You had a face. You had a name. You were someone I could hate. And now. Kareem turns back to David. Now I have carried this letter for 5 years. 5 years of it in my pocket. 5 years of looking at the envelope and remembering Bruce's face when he gave it to me. 5 years of him telling me to find you and give it to you. His voice drops. He never asked me for anything. In all the years I trained with him, he never asked for a single favor. This was the only thing he ever asked me to do, and I almost failed him because of my own anger. David holds the letter, does not open it. Why now? Why today? I was not looking for you today. I am flying to Seattle for a game. I walked past this gate and saw you sitting there reading your newspaper. And I knew. Bruce put us in the same place at the same time. This was supposed to happen. This was always supposed to happen. David looks at the envelope, Bruce Lee's handwriting on the front. Just his name, David Carradine. Nothing else. Have you read it? Kareem shakes his head. It was not for me. I was just the messenger. 5 years late, but still the messenger. David's hands tremble slightly. 5 years. Bruce Lee wrote him a letter 5 years ago, a week before dying, and it has been waiting for him all this time. He looks at Kareem. Will you stay? While I read it. Kareem nods. I have waited 5 years to deliver it. I can wait 5 more minutes to see it read. David opens the envelope carefully. The paper inside is thin, handwritten. Bruce Lee's script, precise but flowing. He reads, Mr. Carradine. We have never met, but I have watched you carefully. Your performance as Caine has taught me something I did not expect to learn. I created this character. I know his movements. I know his philosophy. I know how he should look and sound and fight. And yet watching you, I realize I did not know his spirit. You found something in Caine that I missed. A stillness that comes from genuine emptiness. Not performed emptiness. Real emptiness. When you stand in a scene doing nothing, you are truly doing nothing. I have never been able to do that. Even when I am still, my mind is moving. Planning the next technique. Anticipating the next attack. You are not a martial artist. You do not know how to fight, but you know how to be still. And stillness is the foundation of everything. I would like to meet you, not to fight, not to compare, to learn. I believe we could teach each other something valuable. If you are willing, please contact me through the address below. I will be in Los Angeles in August. I hope this letter finds you well. With respect, Bruce Lee. David reads it twice, 3 times, the words blurring through tears he did not expect. August. Bruce died in July. 1 month before they would have met. 1 month before David could have learned from the greatest martial artist who ever lived. 1 month before Bruce could have learned whatever it was he thought David could teach. 1 month. He folds the letter carefully, returns it to the envelope. Kareem watches. What did it say? David wipes his eyes. He wanted to meet me. He wanted to learn from me. He thought I found something in Caine that he missed. Kareem is quiet. That sounds like Bruce, always learning, even from people who knew less than him, especially from people who knew less than him. He said, I knew how to be still. Kareem almost smiles. You do. I watched your show too. Eventually, after the anger faded, you do not move like a martial artist, but you stand like a master. Strange combination. Bruce thought so too, apparently. He was never wrong about people. If he saw something in you, it was there. David looks at the letter again. I wish I could have met him. He would have liked you. He liked anyone who surprised him. And you surprised him. The white actor who took his role and somehow found the soul of a Chinese monk. That is a surprise. An announcement overhead. Flight 89 to Seattle now boarding. Kareem stands. The plastic chair sighs with relief. That is my flight. David stands too, reaches out his hand. Thank you for carrying this, for 5 years, for finding me today. Kareem shakes his hand, his grip gentle despite hands that could crush a basketball. Thank Bruce, he is the one who wrote it. I was just the mailman. 5 years late. He turns to leave, then stops, turns back. One more thing. Yes, Bruce used to say something. About water. Be like water, my friend. You know that quote. Everyone knows that quote. Most people think it is about fighting, about being fluid in combat. But Bruce told me once it means something else, too. Water does not hold on to anger. Water does not carry grudges. Water just flows around whatever blocks it and keeps moving. He looks at David with something like peace. I held on to anger for 5 years, blocked my own path. Today I finally became water. Bruce would be happy about that. He walks away. 7 feet 2 inches of human being disappearing into the crowd, heading to Seattle, heading to a basketball game, heading back to his life. David sits back down. Missed his boarding call. Does not care. He holds the letter from a man who died 5 years ago. A man he never met, but somehow knew. A man who saw something in him that David did not see in himself. Stillness. Real emptiness. The thing Bruce Lee could not do. The thing David Carradine did without knowing. He reads the letter again, memorizes every word, and makes a decision. He will find Linda Lee. He will tell her about this letter. He will show her that Bruce did not die angry at him, that Bruce saw a peer, a colleague, a potential teacher. He will spend the rest of his life trying to deserve what Bruce saw in him. Not a perfect martial artist, not a real fighter, just a man who learned to be still, who found emptiness without trying, who became water without knowing the teaching. That is what Bruce Lee left him. Not anger, not jealousy, not resentment, respect. Written in handwriting on paper that traveled 5 years to find him. Some letters arrive exactly when they are supposed to, even if it takes 5 years and a 7-foot-tall messenger to deliver them. He once said that the hardest role he ever played was not Caine, not Bill, but himself. A man caught between what he pretended to be and what he wanted to become. And maybe that is why his story still resonates, because we all know that feeling, the gap between the mask and the face beneath it. Is there a moment in your life where someone saw through your mask, or a moment where you finally took it off yourself? David Carradine walked through Hollywood for 50 years, carrying questions most people never ask out loud, about authenticity, about legacy, about what it means to be real in a world that rewards pretending. If you want to know the real stories, the ones they did not put in the interviews, you are in the right place. We are peeling back the curtain on the man behind the monk. If this story moved you, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these untold moments. Do not forget to subscribe to David Carradine, The Untold Path. We are just getting started. There are stories about Elvis Presley backstage, about the night at Bruce Lee's funeral, and about the Hollywood that tried to forget him. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Leave a comment below. What is your favorite David Carradine role? And did you know he carried this much weight behind the calm? I will see you in the next video. Walk the path.